Hey guys, PDT here. Yeah, it's a vlog type video. I was going to try and do something a bit more interesting today. I've got a very excellent Star Trek idea. Thanks to Catherine for that one. But I'm not going to do that today because, I'll be honest, feeling quite under the weather. That's what happens when you sit next to someone who's got a cold for 3 days in a row. Last week and then this week, they turn up looking like butter wouldn't melt. I'm... Yeah, that's what I'm looking like when I'm not recording a vlog. As you can hear, I've not actually resorted to Brummy. I quite often just resort to Brummy when I got cold. Because let's face it, all Brummies sound like they got colds, don't they? Anyway, first off, this annoyed me. And you're thinking, Pete, why did that annoy you? And why do you live in Black Line, redacted? Not telling. But I live in W5. I'll give you that. I live in Ealing. So come stalk me, ladies. No, Joy Morrissey standing with Theresa May. Now, I'm not going to get into the whole political leanings thing here because, you know, I've got a Patreon now, so I don't want to lose potential subscribers, although I'm not voting for these guys. Let's put it that way. But if you look at the photo, Joy Morrissey standing with Theresa May, clearly sitting down. What's that about? And I quite like this. I'm like the neighbour from Home Improvement. I'm like, oh, hey Tim, I'm going to give you some advice about being a man. Oh, I don't need any advice about being a man. Arf, arf, arf. Yes, you do. You need advice about being a proper man. Yeah, so there we go. Home Improvement, riffed on. Yeah, so I've been a bit under the weather. Apologies to anyone who's followed my Twitter. On Monday night, I think it was, I just had a bit of a complete meltdown. I was just feeling so rough combined with so tired. I mean, wearing the CPAP mask thing doesn't help when I've got a blocked up nose and it's generally hot and sweaty and yeah. Ugh. So yeah, apologies to anyone who had to sit through that misery fest. You'll be glad to know I'm feeling slightly more positive now. Not very. I did ask for some questions for people from the internet, which is never a good idea. But anyway, I've got questions from lots of different sources, so you'll have to say lots of different, like one person asked a question on Twitter, and there are a couple of Facebook ones. The main question I got on Twitter is from G. What is Covfefe? Covfefe is something that really pissed me off when I woke up this morning and started looking at Twitter. It was Trump mistyping coverage about negative press Covfefe. And he mistyped it, and suddenly it's like the second coming of comedy. Everyone was like, oh my god, Covfefe. I just don't get it. I'm baffled by the way that it took over this morning, you know, and became a meme. It's like, Trump has made typos before. If he'd have said something like, oh, I really enjoyed meeting the poop, when he meant Pope, that would have been funny, you know? If it had been a word that actually meant something. Covfefe, or as I like to pronounce it, Covfefe, because then I can sing there's so much fun with Covfefe, because that's like the Toffeefee advert. Someone suggested that it's probably because everything's so bloody grim right now that the first sort of funny thing that people could get a hold of, they latched onto. And that's fair enough, you know, once I'd read that, it's kind of hard to be annoyed at people for it, but I don't understand it. But that's what Covfefe is. It's a misspelling of coverage. That's it, guys. There's nothing more sinister than that. Although I did enjoy the thing with the two wizards saying, you've summoned Covfefe, and no, you haven't. I'm not doing it justice, if I'm honest. Quinn, who's an idiot, says, what's the square root of 2049? So, like, I could try and work it out. I've got a master's degree in maths. I'll be honest, we didn't really do numbers in the degree. Numbers disappeared after like the first month. So I'll just find the calculator app on my phone. No, I don't think it has a square root thing. Yeah, it doesn't. Oh, you can't even see the phone. This is crap. Quinn, you've really fucked with my vlog. I'll just Google it. Square root of 2049. It'll probably come up because Google's quite good with that. Square root. Sorry, guys. I know this is Very dull watching, but Quinn asked me to do it. Square root of 2049, put it into Google, 45.265881191. There we go. We've learned nothing, except that maybe I'd be quite good at reading phone numbers out on the radio. You know, that was sight unseen. I think that was pretty good, actually. So we turned to Facebook, where I got the majority of my questions, and I do mean the majority. And, I mean, to be honest, if I answer your question well, I do expect you to donate to my Patreon. Patreon.com/PDT, because frankly you're wasting my time and everybody else's. I mean, someone who's wasted more time than anyone else is Rob McGregor, aka Lady Stardust, who has sent me just a shitload of questions, which he apparently sent me ages ago, and I guess at the time I decided that they weren't good enough, so he sent me them again. So let's go through them. Do I have a favourite band? Yes, I do. It is the Rubber Band. Very durable. Very kind of, you can snap it, you can ping it, it holds post. What's not to love? Oasis or Blur? I've never drunk Blur, but I do quite like Oasis. The Summer Fruits one. I've got to be in the right mood for it, though. I think it's quite strong these days. What's the best way to have an egg? Dizzy. Dizzy is the best way to have an egg. What's the best way to do a potato? Like drill a hole in it. And then I've just got, I'm not sure this is a question, I've just got chocolate cake, A, hot cake and cold custard, B, hot cake and cold custard, no, hot cake and hot custard, C, cold cake and hot custard, D, cold cake and cold custard, E, other. Well, it's other, because I love custard. I could eat bowls of custard. I have eaten bowls of custard. That's how I got in this mess in the first place. But no, I wouldn't go for custard with chocolate cake. You know, I would go for probably cream or ice cream, depending on the type of chocolate cake. And they say salad, cream, coleslaw, etc. Because Muppet. How do I eat steak with my mouth? Sausage but again, this isn't a question. Just says sausage butty, A, ketchup, B, brown sauce, C, mustard, D, nout, E, coleslaw. I like a good sausage and bacon butty with either ketchup or brown sauce, depending on what mood I'm in on the day. Who's my favourite actor? I don't really have a favourite actor. There's lots of actors I like, and most of them have played Doctor Who. I mean, at the moment, I'm really into Peter Capaldi, because he's Doctor Who. Who's my favourite comedian? Again, that's a struggle. I think Ian Boldsworth is still up there, aka Ray Peacock. Who's my fave mod? He's put in brackets Lady Stardust, so I'm just going to say Lady Stardust. But, fuck knows. Who's my favourite hairdresser? Then in brackets Lady Stardust. I mean, you better subscribe to my bloody Patreon, Rob. That's all I'm saying. Best Doctor Who episode? Shit. I'm always tempted to say the next one, because I really like watching new Doctor Who episodes, or listening to new Doctor Who episodes on audio. I suppose it would probably be Pyramids of Mars if I was going to go for a desert island. Well, no, if I was going to go for a desert island, no, it's got to be Day of the Doctor. I don't know though. It could be like Stolen Earth Journey. So many. If I could be a supernatural out of being human, vampire, werewolf, ghost, succubus, zombie, which one would you be? Well, I think I'd have to be a vampire. I'd want to be a vampire who fell victim to a succubus, but that's a whole different thing, and that's personal fetishes. Yeah, I think it would have to be vampire, wouldn't it? Because they've got that whole kind of sexy allure thing going on, and like me, they do not go out in direct sunlight. Liam Gallagher or Noel Gallagher? Joey Newsom asks, will there ever be a boy born who can swim faster than a shark? And the answer is possibly yes. Depends on the boy, depends on the shark. You know, it's not going to happen anytime soon. It'll require quite a lot of evolution. But yeah, it's entirely plausible. I mean, there are Olympic swimmers who can swim faster than the cruising speed of a shark. But then I suppose they're not going at their cruising speed, so it's not fair to compare. Yeah, I did some research on this, and basically not yet, but they've got a long way to go. But maybe one day. Alan Mann says, what is a vlog? And fucked if I know. This isn't it. Whatever a vlog is, I'm not doing it right. Liam Fitzgerald says, who would win in a fight between Willow and Willow? And that's the little one and the ginger one. So that'd be Willow, the Warwick Davis character from Willow, and Willow, the sexy lesbian redhead from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Look, I think it's gotta be Willow from Buffy. I mean, did Willow the dwarf have magic powers? I can't remember. I've seen that film like twice, and I was a child both times. So I'm going to go for Willow from Buffy. You know, but hey, Warwick Davis is still working, so maybe it's him. Jeremy Harris says, what would an enjoyable singles night actually look like in World of Pete? Serious question, it has to be possible. That's a difficult one. I mean, it would basically take me out, wouldn't it? No Paddy McGuinness, like a better... Get Ian Boldsworth hosting Take Me Out, and I'm like the contestant. But all the ladies have to have like... I've not really seen Take Me Out. I'm not really familiar with the format. I get the impression it's a bit like 15-1. And like I'd be William G. Stewart and going, aha, what's your favourite Doctor Who? Who's Captain Picard? You know, just testing out their geek stuff. And I think they all would have to have like seen like photos, and probably naked photos of me. I'd have like the runner would have to like, when auditioning people to take part, you'd have to show them like a naked photo of me and just be like, would you kiss that? And if they say no, it's like, thank you for your time, go on regular Take Me Out. But if they say yes, then they're on the show. So like, I mean, it's a show that takes like 5 years of pre-production just to get 15 contestants. And so yeah, I would know going in that they would all potentially be attracted to me, you know, which is nice. That rules out a lot of the awkwardness. And yeah, then it would just be me asking lots of questions, trying to find the people I match with. It would be like, okay, so like, do you smoke? And like, actually, I think I just have to get the runners to be like, I'd probably get the runners to like do most of the legwork first. So then I could like ask the frivolous questions, you know, like who's your favourite Doctor Who and stuff, and just like, will you kiss me? And like right now on telly. I don't know. I've got to give this some more thought, I feel. But yeah. And the final question comes from Howard Long. Howard Schlong. Based on his previous work, how excited are you about the incoming Doctor Who showrunner, Chris Chibnall? I'm not excited. I'm not down on him. He's not produced any Doctor Who stories that I've actively hated. You know, even the much maligned 42, I don't remember hating at the time. I've never felt the urge to go back and rewatch it. Maybe I should. Yeah, maybe I'll do a vlog about rewatching 42. But I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea. I don't think he's... You know, I'm prepared to reserve judgment. Because the thing is that everyone celebrated so much when Stephen Moffat got the job because he'd written some cracking episodes of Doctor Who. And then when he came into the role, you know, those cracking episodes were like once or twice every couple of years. So, yeah, I'm not going to pass judgment just yet. I'm not actively looking forward to it. I'm not actively excited. But it's Doctor Who. I'm still going to watch it. And that kind of ties into the idea, he's proposed a writer's room. Is that a good idea? Yeah. The more voices you've got working on the show, the more people you've got willing to kind of say, hey, maybe we could do this instead of that. You know, maybe having a paving slab give him a blowjob at the end of the story isn't the best idea. Yeah, so I'm going to go with that. And I think Jeremy Harris... He just sent me a safe for work option preferred. That's kind of safe, I think. Apart from the bit where like loads of women have to look at a naked photo of me. I mean, I think as long as I wasn't there and I never met any of those women, I'd be fine with that. As long as they signed a non-disclosure agreement. Like, just to never talk about what they saw. Yeah, this is starting to sound more and more wrong, isn't it? So I'm probably going to leave it there. Yeah, I hope to be back later in the week. I'm working quite consistently, but I am gonna watch the second Pokemon film tonight, so hopefully sometime next week that'll be up. I have released a new episode of Ranger Pod. If you go to www.rangerpod.com, you'll hear us talking about the episode Dark Warrior, with Trini's uncle, the karate scientist. Again, thanks to all my Patreon peeps. Thanks to Kirsty, she's today's one. She donated today, so thanks. And I'm gonna go and just collapse somewhere now. Actually, I'm gonna have a shower. So if any ladies out there want me to take a naked pic and just let you watch it, let me know.